Yes.
Okay, so what I was focusing on was mixing the education with entertainment. Um, so yeah, focusing on the entertainment, how they want to keep the public entertainment below a sixth grade level. And this is why we have TV shows like Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Because they're operating on the blueprint of keeping the general public below a sixth grade level. So if the adults out here are operating on a sixth grade level, even though they graduate, regardless on what if you graduated or not, they would just re-giving you the same information the whole time. Um, this is why shows like Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader are such entertainment because you have children that appear to be smarter than the adults. And that's because the adults were taught a long time ago the same information as the children. No, pretty much not too much more or not too much less. But the coloring scheme. Now this is mere surface information, but it gets a lot deeper than this. But what's going on is that it's the colors that they use to alter how we think of things. That's just like using the picture at the top right. How if you notice, every food or most of all the food places have red and yellow and or orange incorporated with it.
Right.
That's because those colors trigger your brain to do certain responses. So down here we have a small. It tell you a little bit, but like the deeper you get into it, you'll see how deep it really is. And it goes back to where that's just like when you're locked up and they put you in stripes or they put you in orange or they put you in these different colors. They choose those colors because they are aware of how these colors react with the brain. And it's the same thing when you see any type of food place, like any type of billboard. No billboard, there's no form of advertisement out here for the most part that's advertising something for you for free. You know what I'm saying? So, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because now that we are aware of this, we can identify what the problem is. The problem is that they're using these different colors and these different form of big and small advertisement in order to trigger us to consume.
Yes.
And some things is consuming food, some things is just merely consuming whatever someone is selling. But these are the tricks that they're playing on our minds. This is the blatant witchcraft that they're playing on our minds
Yes.
each and every day,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And that's extremely important because a lot of times we think that the stuff that we like and the stuff that we do, it's the stuff that we like and the stuff that we do. And a lot of times we don't even know that we were programmed that way. That
Right.
if you were away from it long enough that you would realize like, hey, I really don't like drinking like that. It was just promoted to me so much. Or hey, I really don't like smoking like that. It's just convenient, or whatever the case may be. A lot of the times that we're receiving whatever it is that we actually think that we like, a lot of the time it's not that. And mainly big time for social media. Like it's called a psychological operation. How they work a psychological operation on a massive amount of people. See how many people participate in it, and they can do the numbers. Find out what got the people to do it. Critique that little bit of information, and now you got the people moving how you want them to move. This goes to every challenge that everybody do on social media. This goes back to when everybody was buying the big Balenciaga shoes and all this and all that. Like that was a psychological operation. How
Mm.
they get on the TV show or how they get on the news and you see every news is regurgitating the same thing. That's a psychological operation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and they do these things in massive numbers. And they take the numbers and they use those numbers to critique it to increase bigger numbers.
Right.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, this junk is crazy. So following from that last page, here we have this page. And I'm gonna start over here with what we have as the doll test. Now, the doll test was a test that was performed in the 1940s by It was an experiment by psychologists Kenneth and Mamie Clark. It says that showed how racial segregation negatively impacted the self-esteem of black children, leading many to prefer white dolls and reject the black ones. And it's like that because with them already, now we're going to go back some. They've already been socially engineering advertisement. They've already been socially engineering racism and segregation. This is how we have the token black guy. This is how we have the one black guy with all the white friends, and you can't see, it's a commercial and they got seven white people in it and it's just one black person. And whenever the black person is on TV, he only got the white girlfriend. It's never the pro black boy or girl. And if it is the black girlfriend, then she's the only other black female character. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
so what's going on is that bringing these things up to highlight how they've been playing with our brain for the longest. Now, while all of this is taking place, the man is on the forefront dying still.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These are the things that's taking place behind the scenes that's impacted the woman and the family structure. Because as we stated earlier, once you if you teach a man, you just teach an individual. But when you teach the woman, you teach the next nation, the next generation coming up.
Hmm.
And so they are already separated. I mean, because don't get me wrong, stuff been messed up since the signing of the Constitution. Stuff been messed up since 1776. All that other extra 400-year stuff, we're gonna do a PDF about that because that's bogus. But since 1776, going forward, this is the uphill climb that we've been dealing with. And we're talking about over the past 250, 260 years. And this uphill climb is how, like, even all this information and how they're using it against us, they receive this information from us. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, they receive this information from us. So what's taking place is that yeah, psychologically, they have to defeat us. They have the man, but that's not enough because the woman is strong enough herself. So they have to find ways to take her down also, while simultaneously taking down the very next generation. So a lot of the things that us as black men and black women, a lot of the stuff that we really bicker about, we have to really sit down and say, hey, baby, this ain't really got shit to do with us.
Yeah.
Or the stuff that we're bickering about, it really isn't that big of a deal once we take a step back and look at it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
And a lot of times approaches should be man versus woman. I mean, man and woman versus the problem rather than man and the problem versus the woman, or man or woman and the problem versus the man.
Agree. But I must say that all of that programming, it does take time to undo. And I do believe we're in the process, we're in a very crucial time frame right now of undoing all of that.
Yeah, I
So
think
this
so
is like
also.
birth pangs, the woman, man, black woman against black man thing. These are all birth pangs to get us where we need to be.
I agree. Because before I continue, I wanted to say that a lot of the stuff that they be doing to tear us down, it kind of works out. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like they be doing this stuff to tear us down, and they kind of find a way to bring us even closer together. You know.
exactly.
So yeah, that's that I think for some reason I'm not sure why they haven't figured that out yet. But
Exactly.
yeah,
It is going to be is what it's going to be. That's my motto. Is all is working together for good to get us where we need to be.
that's right. That's right. So boom, this is also from the Behold the Pale Horse. Now, this talks about the father factor. So I have a couple pictures over here. Of course, the Behold the Pale Horse book cover have some chat GPT little memes or whatever and a picture or two. But those pictures illustrate what it says over here. So it says that because what I'm about to read right now is something that we've seen. So right now the damage is already done. This
Right.
is not like This is something that we're expecting to see. They wrote this pretty much 60, 70 years ago, and it's already moving. So it says that the man of the household must be housebroken, like we mentioned earlier. And it says that to ensure that Junior, which is the child, will grow up with the right social training and attitudes. It says that the advertising media and etc. are engaged to see to it that that the father to be, which is Junior, who was going to grow up, it says that the father to be is pussy whipped before or by the time he is married. And it says that he is taught that he either conforms to the social notch that is cut out for him, or his sex life will be hobbled, and his tender companionship will be zero.
Mm.
It says that he is made to see that woman demands security more than logical, principle, or honorable behavior. Now, this is what we're dealing with as of right now,
Mhm.
as a whole. And the reason why is that because the programming that's been taking place on the back end that's been affecting the man and the woman, guess what? It's been affecting the man also.
Right.
Because you got men out here that let's say for instance like the term felon. Now don't get me wrong, it's a lot of stuff why a person can become a felon. But the reason why they came out with the term felon and the whole systemic racism is so that they can make as many black men felons as possible so they're not able to achieve the everything else that everybody has the benefit to achieve. So I'm saying that to say that damn, what was I saying? Oh
Talking about the felon.
yeah, so it's like this, right? So felons are risk takers. You know what I'm saying? Like felons were slave owners' worst problems back in the day. We
Oh.
talking about the person that's gonna jump. You talking about the person that's gonna knock mass off the horse and take the horse and try to go. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the felons. So the felons were pretty much the risk takers. They're eliminating the masculine.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They're eliminating the masculine because masculine isn't toxicity. It's the lack of it where the toxicity come in at.
I see.
You,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, so that way, yeah, they definitely want the child or the junior to be conditioned a certain type of way because us men, we've been conditioned. Also, you got the risk takers, which are fellas who kind of can go against the grain a little bit. And when you're going against the grain, it's kind of how you see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? This is why they deem the felons so bad or the risk takers so bad because these are people that's willing to think independently, willing to think critically, rather than the people that's just going to do what they're told.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's like yeah, they pretty this whole excerpt that we just read it pretty much explains what we're already dealing with. Even at the bottom when it says that he's made to see that the woman demand of security is more than logical principle or honorable behavior. And not only do we see that as men, but they have certain women out here moving like that too, to where like if the man got money, she don't care what the man do.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So because
Right.
her form of security is more important to her than however honorable he's behaving out there.
Mhm. Mhm.
But yeah, so a lot of this stuff we actually see a lot of this stuff it's already has been taking place. And like you say, a lot of this stuff really takes a lot of unlearning to fight the problem.
Exactly.
And yeah, we're identifying these issues.
Exactly. And that's part of the beginning, identifying it and then dealing with it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So now we have a recap, just a small recap. Oh, let me see here. And the recap is pretty much the same excerpt that I said we're gonna keep running down because I'm really trying to get y'all used to the repetition. That way, like by the time you leave this video, you would even if you wanted to forget, it'd be hard to forget because we said it so many times. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so first of all, the media wants to keep the public attention diverted away from the real social issues and captivated by matters of no real importance. The, the schools are to keep the young public ignorant of real mathematics, real economics, real law, and especially real history. The most important thing is that the entertainment is to keep the public entertainment below a sixth grade level. This is what's keeping all of us so just so illiterate, and because nobody's reading anymore. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's taking us out. But yeah, so for the work is to keep the public busy, busy, busy with no time to think and back on the farm with the other animals. And
Mm.
that busy, busy, busy is what causes us to send our children to school. We ain't checking homework. We throwing tablets in their face to get them out of our face. And we doing all this other stuff because we have no time for ourselves.
Exactly. Exactly.
So and then that's also what make learning a little bit harder too. So with us not having time for ourselves, I ain't even gonna lie. Some people they go and take a drink. Some people they go and take a smoke,
Hmm.
or they're doing whatever it takes for them to escape reality for that small period of time. Is what's
Exactly.
going on. So, but yeah, so they use the social experiment of the test. That's a typo, but of the test to prove the mental conditioning from the cradle to the grave
Yes.
using like how they use the colors, propaganda, advertisement, token black guy, the doll test, all of the things that are being forced upon our mental in these subliminal ways that we don't even know that's really conditioning us, that's really choosing our likes and dislikes and
Hmm.
all that other stuff.
Hmm.
Um, the also highlighting the using certain colors in the advertisement and also the social conditioning to tear down the family from the inside, and the behavior exhibited becomes relived by the children. So that's just a small recap, and the reason why we did this recap just so we just slightly go over what was explained, because right now we got a couple more slides left, probably about like 5 or 6 slides maybe. But
All right.
so
So you go ahead and run through them. Go ahead.
all right. So now we're about to get into feminism. I'm about to make the separation between what we consider sisterhood versus what they're pushing as feminism. But so pretty much what happened was during the time of the first we had integration and all that other stuff and civil rights and all that other stuff. Now we got the woman movement. We wasn't even finished with getting other rights established before the woman movement.
Mm-hmm.
And so it says that the white woman played the black woman and left her dry. I took this from a it was a detailed um post that someone made, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. I actually felt like my phone was listening to me, and when I got on social media, that was kind of like the first thing that popped up.
Yeah, it
But
was.
yeah, you know how it be. So it says that the woman's right movement wasn't a black woman battle.
Mm.
It says that the white woman wanted to be equal to the white man because at that time, us black men and black women, we was damn near being treated the same.
Pretty much. Yeah.
you know, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like, you know, it says that however the white woman used the black woman and threw them away. It says that so where did that leave the black woman? Nowhere. It says that and I'm shooting through them real quick just so I can swing over to the pictures real quick, but it says that that's when the black women stopped dressing modest the way that y'all want them to. It says that, and they started wearing pants, following after the white woman, and not like how they seen their mothers and grandmothers dressed with the dresses and etc. It says that they encouraged the woman to do all on her own, while a white woman was at the time able to buy a black man away from. Because that's the first thing that the white woman. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wasn't all the way there back there, but those white women that was getting free from their racist white men, they were out here pursuing black men
Mm.
because they had the freedom to do so. This is the type of freedom that they were looking for. They weren't looking for just the equality and all this other stuff because before then, women had the ability to pretty much stay at the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, but don't get me wrong. Like, it definitely wasn't as many jobs out there. I will say that. Like, because the males were doing everything, so it wasn't really outside of like secretaries and all this other what we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna call gender role positions. No, it wasn't all this available like how a woman could just go and get a job, let's say in construction and stuff. They weren't able to do it like that back in the day. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So it's like, but the fight that the white woman had, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's why I put that picture at the bottom right down there with the white men holding their hands up the black man. They did us the same way. The same way. They got with us, they got with Martin Luther King, they got with Malcolm X, they got with all of us, and they was pushing propaganda. We got hit with the same thing. They hitting us with the with the advertisement, using the colors to make us feel a certain type of way about
Mm-hmm.
the whole night. We got hit with the same thing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you're right.
And yeah, we got
Mm-hmm.
hit with the same thing. It's just that at this time, we had so much on our plate as a whole, black man and black woman, that we didn't think that they were working overtime to separate us. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't think that they were working how they were working to separate us. But that's kind of pretty much what happened because we didn't know that they was coming for our woman. We knew we didn't care. We was on the front line all day. You know what I'm saying? We knew what this came with as a man to protect our woman. We know these things, but we didn't know that they was coming for y'all like that. We didn't know that they was gonna get the white woman to get in between y'all, or in between us. We didn't know that if we let y'all allowed y'all to fight that fight, that y'all weren't gonna come back. You know what I'm saying? Not
Yeah.
that y'all didn't come back, but you feel what I'm saying? Like
Right.
we just didn't know. We didn't know this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And look, by the time we do find out, guess what? They killing you off. Same thing with Malcolm X, Martin Luther. By the time Martin found out what was going on, there was time for them to get rid of. Even the civil rights movement and even segregation was a movement that was pushed because we were thriving bigger and better when we were
You
separated.
and you and there you go. Bingo.
Hmm. Hmm.
That and that is why I believe a lot of our, our institutions and things now that we're trying to do are being attacked.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because if they already know if they leave us with each other for too long, bro,
Yep.
we gonna damn near rebuild this whole thing.
Yes. Yes. But it's inevitable.
Yeah,
It's
it's
inevitable.
inevitable
But yeah.
because I also we got another PDF about that one too though because
Okay.
a lot of stuff is already it's
Hmm.
already written and we're gonna go over that.
Okay, good.
Um, so this right here is the creators of feminism, civil rights movement, LGBTQ movement, and any other movement that separated. I put black people, but it says tooth people. But goddamn,
Right.
but it's all good. Um, so up here we have Mayor Rothschild who said, "Permit me to issue and control the money of a nation, and I care not who makes its laws." And this is why we feel like as a black people, bro, we got to get together. We got to get off the government assistance because it's too big of a it's creating too big of a
Mhm.
gap between the mind of the black man and the mind of the black woman.
Yeah. Because if you
You
can
know what I'm
control the stomach, I mean, you have to eat. So whoever controls that, you got the
That's right.
power, you know?
That's right. And I'm about to go even deeper into it. It's like this. It's like they've successfully found a way to sever black man and black woman.
Hmm.
We know we need black woman, and black woman know that she need black man. But they found a way to successfully sever it.
Yeah.
In the absence of the black man, they came out with government assistance.
Hmm.
But they can only get the government assistance if they stay away from the black man.
Right.
So now, don't get me wrong. Yeah, we black folk, we bend the rules every now and then. So we understand that. Hey, if baby girl got a Section 8 house, yeah, the man know that. Hey, bro, you really just can't be there when the lady
Hmm.
come do her walkthrough.
Right. And
But
there's a good
the
old movie about that called Claudine. It has Diane Carroll and James Earl Jones.
okay then.
Uh-huh.
And look, right, it's like this, right? So, but 'cause I done came across men dealing with women that refuse to leave that situation.
Mm.
So yeah, so I done met people. I met a guy. I was working somewhere. This guy got hit by Amazon. Amazon gave this man 14, $15,000. He went to his girl and said, "All right, baby, come on, let's get out the hood." And she looked at that man like, "Baby, I ain't going nowhere."
You know what that
And
is? That's
that's
fear.
it.
That's fear.
Yeah,
That's fear of
because
losing that security.
yep, yep,
Hmm.
yep. And
Yeah.
this is why we have to find ourselves off of it
Hmm.
because my woman can't be 100% secure in me if she's 110% secure in the government.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like also it kind of creates the gap because us as men, where we got it. So I can only use myself as the example. I am a changed individual. I definitely got it out the mud. I definitely got it out the mud, and I'm definitely out of the mud now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like once upon a time, yes, I was a little hooligan. Yes, I used to have a different way of thinking about stuff and stuff like that. But me simply being a male in
Hmm.
an environment where these people that created this whole everything that they don't care about the male. They care about the woman now. They don't care about the male. But with them not caring about the male, forced me to have to boss up. And it forced me to have to level up. And when I was in the process of bossing up and leveling up, the sisters that I wanted to be with, I couldn't be with them because we're no longer sharing the same mental space
Gotcha.
because they don't want to leave that place. And
Mm.
I had no choice but to leave it because the government don't F with me how the government F with y'all. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Or F with her. So that caused me to have to I had to break my own heart. 'Cause I had to detach from the situation because she couldn't leave that mind state.
Hmm. Hmm.
So but yeah, and that mind state come from what they say. They don't want a nation of thinkers, they want a nation of workers.
Correct.
And John D. Rockefeller is who created the General Education Board in 1903, which was when we go back to the beginning. That's when a lady said that the Rothschilds and Rockefellers been poisoning the educational system since 1934. I'm talking about actively brainwashing,
Mm.
teaching stuff with no real deal importance. This guy down here, he says that the aim of public education is not to spread enlightenment at all. It says that it is simply to reduce as many individuals as possible to the same safe level, which is that sixth grade educational level we were speaking about earlier.
Hmm. Hmm.
Is to breed and to train a stabilized citizenry. It says to put down dissent and originality. Over here, page 7 from the same book. It says that the quality of the education system given to this is also what we read earlier. The quality of the education system given to the lower class must be of the poorest sort, so that the mode of ignorance isolating the inferior class from the superior class is and remains incomprehensible to the inferior class. With such an initial handicap, even bright lower class individuals have little, if any, hope of extricating themselves from their assigned lots in life, and that this form of slavery is essential to maintain some measure of social order, peace, and tranquility for the ruling upper class.
Hmm.
And this guy, Mr. David Rockefeller, he said that we started and funded the women's movement. So we could
Hmm.
tax both parties, both
Wow.
sexes. That way we could put the women to work and take their children to control.
Yes. And I'm going to add a little bit about that because sometimes you can actually find the very same people at the source of war. I mean, of physical,
Absolutely.
real war. And I'm going to go to World War II. Now, what happened was the men got taken away, but the women were put to work. And then, as a result of that, you have these latchkey kids, and that latchkey generation started to pop a little bit back, even
Uh,
back then. But if you go down to the bottom of your slide, it says that you need quiet weapons for quiet wars. And,
that's
you know,
right.
we have to look at all these little covert things that are happening that tear us apart that we don't think about. Sometimes you have to go way back to see the little subtle things and changes that has us where we are today.
That's right, because they say that nothing never just changes.
Mhm.
It takes stages. It happens in,
Right.
yeah, it
Yes.
happens over time. It don't
Yeah.
just merely pop off like that.
Absolutely. It's that frog in the boiling water
That's right.
scenario. And we just sit in it and we don't see anything wrong and we become desensitized. And
That's right. And this is what's going on now.
mhm.
We're so desensitized to, because we're kings and queens and gods and goddesses.
Right.
And we're gonna do a video on that one too. But
Okay.
it's like we're so desensitized to it, and it
Mhm.
comes from even when us men playing Call of Duty, that's
Mhm.
desensitizing us to murder. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When we look at all of this stuff with nudity, it's desensitizing ourselves to sexuality. Back in
Correct.
ancient Egypt, like, so when we gave them Rome and Alexandria and all of this and all of that, we never practiced in nudity. Like, even when we drew our sculptures, yeah, the you could see the lumps on the woman's chest, but you're not, her titty ain't out, bro. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like
Right. Right.
like the Greek sculptures and stuff, like
Yeah.
how they yeah, like, but they knew back then that even just witnessing
Mhm.
that it'll start to degenerate our brain process. In
Yes.
Egypt, we had which is actually Kim or Mr. I am. We had I'm talking about cities, and I'm talking about miles long of hieroglyphics on the walls from A to Z. If you wanted to go to your auntie house down the way, there's so many hieroglyphics that's reinforcing the mindset of you to
Mhm.
do good stuff. This is why we were such a great nation, because we had reinforced information, positive information.
Mhm.
Just like what we got going on today, it's the opposite. It is information that's being weaponized against us. So once we look at this, we see once again, first we're going to start with the colors,
Yeah.
because we think that we just see, advertisement. No, they're using these colors to get us to accept certain things. And
True.
even when we going back to the LBGT and the feminist movement, like, it's not a shortage. It's not a shortage on good men. It's that a handful of our men went left on the LGBT movement, and that's only because it was signed off on. Because whether we want to believe it or not, just like how they picked up the black woman for feminism and not sisterhood, they picked up the black woman for LGBT. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were promoting it, and there was so many. But the thing is that the women that were going along with it, they don't know that they were attacked mentally. They don't know that. Hey, shit. Even the men that was participating in it, even the men that still moving like that right now, they don't know that, bro. You've been attacked mentally since you was a kid, and even you might be a man. Just because you a feminine man don't mean that you gay. Just because
Yeah.
you got a masculine woman out here don't mean that you're a stud.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Just
true.
like it's a masculine chick out here, guess what? There's a man that's the appropriate amount of masculine and or feminine that's right for her.
Correct. Yeah.
But
That's
since we've been attacked mentally, they make us feel like, hey, since my favorite color not black or red, and I might like teal or like red that might look like pink, that don't mean that you gay, bro. You feel
mhm.
what I'm saying? That means
Right. Right.
find somebody that can help you understand what you're dealing with,
Mhm.
or at least try to track it back. Because a lot of times, man, it's
Mhm.
really like I said, I was a TV baby. My dad would have been 83 right now. I was a TV baby. They'll go out there and handle their business, and I'll be right there in front of the TV when they get back.
Wow.
And it was
Wow.
the same way when the game system came out. The game system came out, they could be going for damn near 4 hours, 5 hours. And guess what? I'm still there when they come back.
Yes.
But my decisions that I started to make as a child, which led me to trouble, came from what I was witnessing. These games, this working on my brain. They're telling me that these games are fun, and although it might keep me distracted,
Hmm.
it's
The
pushing negativity into
subliminal,
my
yeah, the
mental.
subliminal messages coming from it. Yep, yep.
hmm So yeah, so what we have here is pretty much after the separation of woman. I know it's a little small, but it says that the woman's self-reported happiness was down 83% since 1970. That the suicide rate went up by 50% since 2000. That the antidepressant rate went up 250% since 1990.
Hmm.
That single motherhood up 700%. And we have to really understand that, hey, they push that on us and we
Hmm.
have to stop it. They're not making us have babies because they already done pushed the programming on us. We have to unprogram now.
Yep.
But it says that woman on anxiety meds is 1 in 4.
Hmm.
Females in the workforce participation is up 75%, but it says life satisfaction is down 200%.
Yes.
It says that the college women reported that loneliness and depression, and that 40% of women have engaged in self harm, ranging from cutting to suicide. And this is because man needs woman and woman needs man. It ain't no way around it. There is no balance. There is no amount
Hmm.
of certificates. There is no amount of jobs or money that's gonna fill that gap, fill that void. Masculinity needs femininity, and femininity needs masculinity.
Hmm.
Now, since the aftermath of the women's movement of 1970, we see an increase in the woman in the workforce. But if you look at that blue line, that goes even higher up because we're talking about women in the workforce with children under the age of 6.
Yeah.
So it started to skyrocket from the 1980s on up. Now the 1980s, we're talking about that's the aftermath. Now we're talking about civil rights done being done with, feminine movement done been done with, Black Panther movement done came in. They trying to get it to go. I'm talking about so all the gangs are starting to take place. So a lot of the men are getting killed in the streets, and a lot of the remember the men still dying on the front line all day. But these are the things that's mentally, psychologically taking place to the woman.
Hmm.
And the first wave of feminism was the war between the white woman and the white man, in which they got the black woman on their side when they wanted to be equal, meaning that the white men were out here doing whatever they wanted to do and come home, and their wife wasn't going for that shit because, excuse my language, but their wife wasn't going for that because they like, nah, bro, like you ain't about to do it like that. You already out here being racist towards these folks. You out here, you know what I'm saying? Probably raping black chicks coming home and all this other stuff. They like, nah, bro, we want our own shit. We want
Hmm.
our own freedom. You know what I'm saying? So the second wave of feminism is kind of like after we're gonna say like 1990ish, going into like
Yeah.
2000ish. You know what
That's
I'm
it.
saying? And that's when
Hmm.
they started pushing that they don't need a man type stuff. But that was the media that was pushing it. The women in the street weren't pushing that. Like, cause I'm a dude. I've been out here. Not to say it like that, but like I've been out here long enough to say, hey, I noticed the change between here we are in 2025, about to be in
Hmm.
2026, but everything changed dramatically during
Right.
COVID around
Yes.
2018, 2019. That's when the like right now you hear so many men complaining about women right now because we just want our woman back.
Yeah.
We That's it. We just want our
But
woman
it
back.
can't go back. It can't go back to what it was, though. The way it was, I
Right,
should say,
right,
with
right.
her
Yeah.
being subjected and oppressed and all that. It has to be a different
Right.
together.
Right. So yeah, so that's absolutely right. So and right now it's like we're trying to shake and awake
Hmm.
the woman so she can see this attack that she's up on her. Because guess what? All it took was 50 years for men to keep getting killed. Now we like, all right, bro, we kind of see what the problem is. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we don't need to like because don't get me wrong, what I was about to explain, it kind of explains the conditioning that it has us under. So it's like this. Sometimes we be like, hey, yeah, maybe I don't need to leave out after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't need to, you know what I'm saying, put myself in harm's way. If I'm at home, maybe I just need to stay home. That's what how us men look at the matter now.
Hmm.
because we see that, hey, because we don't get no we don't get no loving from the government. The government don't mess with us. So we had to get it out the mud. Now that we got it out the mud and we were able to wipe the mud from our eyes, we can see like, okay, y'all been going after our woman this whole time.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like we thought it was us. And yeah, we kept telling her, like, baby, we got you, but we didn't know that they was fighting y'all. We thought that they were just fighting us. We thought they were just making it hard for y'all. Nah, they was tearing us up.
For
So
sure.
boom, here we are with sisterhood. So with sisterhood, and I'm just going over a handful of things of how the sisters used to work back in the day. And I'm
Yes.
talking about like when I was coming up. When I was coming up,
Hmm.
man, I just wish I could look, man. So
Hmm.
how it works is like this right here. When I was coming up, and I'm a man, and I understand what manhood is and brotherhood is. You know what I'm saying? Bro code and stuff like that. Like they twisted feminism with sisterhood. And feminism was a construct to create the woman to be against the man due to the social, economic, and emotional scenarios that these outside forces are putting us in. Like the ant box, like the ant box example. You got the red ants and you got the black ants. And it's only when you shake the box that the red ants and the black ants get to fighting. So is the question isn't why are the red ants and the black ants fighting? The question is who's shaking the box.
Hmm.
So it's like sisterhood provided a sense of unity and community among black women
Right, right.
and just the black community in general. Because as like the comment that even got us on this YouTube now is more women on the planet than it is men. So it's the women that really held everything together. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
it says that sisterhood back in the day, we used to care for each other's children. When I was growing up, I used to be outside. My dad was married my whole life. When I was growing up, we used to it used to be some girls across the street that we used to play with. You know what I'm saying? And sisterhood or just unity in the community. My dad gave everybody permission to whoop my ass,
Yep.
like because I used to be tearing stuff up out here, and it's just like right now. Hey, if you see my son out here doing something crazy that where he deserves an ass whooping, put it on him. Call me, let me know. And yep, I deal with him when I get there, but handle that until I get there. Because we used to actually operate as a village back then.
Right.
So but yeah, so even sisters uplifted their man. So nowadays, the type of what I'm labeling as feminism, they don't have us uplifting each other the way that we're supposed to be uplifting each other. And this is why we see a lot of confusion between man and woman, and we try to wonder why the relationships don't last as long. That's because our support system is tainted by different ideologies of
Mm.
different men and women.
Yep.
That's just like if I have a friend and he likes saying, money over women. And I'm like, no, bro, women over everything. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Because we're pushing two different ideologies.
Right.
But yeah, but yeah, so sisters pretty much gave words of encouragement
Hmm.
to other
Hmm.
sisters in personal relations and business affairs. And sisters maintain the role as the nurturer of the family.
Yes.
And that's just pretty much how things work. Now, this is when I'm about to start getting into something real quick about the phones and the screen time and the all this and all that. So right now, man need woman and woman need man, but it's hard for woman to get man and it's hard for man to get woman because we have so many outside sources attacking us.
Hmm.
Now you got a lot of people right now. You can mention certain stuff to them and they won't even acknowledge that there's a problem at stake and there's a problem at stake. This shit that's going on with the black man and black woman, this in America, this is almost a pandemic. So what's going on is when we were talking about the colors earlier, how different colors bring out certain responses from your brain. That's just like red and yellow. It makes you feel like you're hungry and it makes you feel like you need something. So therefore, all of the food places got red and yellow in it, and blue make you feel safe, and etc. This is why people be addicted to Facebook. This is why people are addicted to Instagram. This is why people are addicted to Twitter and etc. Because they don't understand the attack that's happening on the brain, the actual influence that's being pushed, and etc. And it goes even deeper because I'm showing this picture right here in the top with the cell phones on the rack. That shows a content farm. Now, what this does is that when have you ever seen something on social media and it's so ignorant, but you like, why does it have this many likes?
Right.
Because it's not real people liking it,
Exactly.
and that's the problem. So a lot of us, like, say for instance, like this Cardi B stuff, and it's all this, like, it's a lot of stuff they're pushing out women to glorify, and they don't know that this stuff is being hyper forced onto them.
Yes, it is. Again,
And
back
it's,
to the programming. They're
yep.
selecting what they want to program us with. So that's what they're going to put in the forefront.
That's right. And then even when it come down to the certain celebrities and artists, I tell
Hmm.
people all the time that these celebrities and artists, first of all, it's called Hollywood. We could do a video about that. It's called Hollywood. So if you know what the Hollywood means, we're talking about this pure witchcraft at its finest.
Hmm.
So we're talking about the tree that they used to get the wood to make the wands out of.
Mm.
So we're talking about Hollywood. Now, I grew up in the 90s. I can say that only a handful of artists from the 90s made it out.
Hmm.
Everybody from the 2000s going forward, everybody's compromised. So what they're doing is that that's just like Cardi B. They had this woman completely pregnant, trying to push her album on a dang subway train.
Yeah.
And I automatically said, like, hey, that's her label having her doing that. She's not doing that.
Hmm.
But the thing is that the you see so many people liking certain stuff, and we have to come to the realization, like, hey, man, this ain't people liking this. Because the question is, who would really like this?
Yeah.
And
That's
not to
true.
say that people wouldn't like it, but we have to understand that when we start asking questions like that, that means that hey, we kind of escape the mental attack. But it's people that's out here, especially the youth, that's not escaping the attack. They don't know that they're being attacked.
Right. Right.
Like like I was saying that I was a TV baby. You got these kids right here. These are straight up cell phone babies.
You're right.
We talk about their whole mental is being attacked from, and we talk about 22 hours, 30 hours on the phone.
Yeah, you
You
got
know
that
what I'm
right.
saying? And it's
And with AI becoming more and more realistic, and that ties into the video
programming.
games and all of that in the alternate realities. It's
But so this is what they've done. They've made social media the biggest alternate reality.
yeah,
And this
correct.
is what us men are experiencing. We're experiencing, we want our women back. But that's because what we're explaining right now, this doesn't pertain to every Black American female.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I will say this for the people that's getting it out the mud, those are the people that's experiencing the
Yeah,
worst.
yeah.
And they want to get their women back. But their women minds have been hijacked.
Mhm.
And their
Yeah.
minds have been hijacked by AI, social media, um,
Mhm.
the doll test, these color schemes, the
Yes.
whole nine, and it it'll take so much time to try to explain that. So it's like, or explain that to them anyway, because they're just so oblivious to the attack,
Right.
and
Right.
it'll take so much to pull a person back in order for them to get the proper perspective on what's going on. Like, so I done
Correct.
had talks with people. I can tell them all day, like, yeah, the government trying to kill you with aluminum and barium in the sky, along with your Wi-Fi and XYZ. And I have people that look at me like, sure, whatever,
Yep.
and
They
continue to
just
do what
don't
they
want
were
to hear
doing,
it.
and just don't want to hear it. And
Hmm.
yeah, to me that's dangerous. That's extremely dangerous. But
Hmm.
all in all, I'm highlighting this to say that a lot of the decisions that we think that we make, we're not making those decisions. These are social norms that's being pushed on us, and we're acting on it. A lot of reasons why relationships can't go as good as we would like for them to go is because a lot of times people take these toxic ideas and behaviors from social media and try to incorporate it inside of their actual relationship,
Yeah.
and it doesn't work. And when it don't work, people think that it's just the person that didn't work and they don't know that it's their character and characteristics that's not working. And the blinders that they keep on is that you can go to a social media or whatever and find a group of people that agree with the dumb shit that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. True indeed.
And, and that's just simply how it worked. And it's like, so right now we're trying to get the minds back. While we
Mm-hmm.
getting it out the mud because we ain't got no choice, we're realizing how big the attack is, and it's just so hard to shake and awake the certain percentage of women that's being victimized by this. It even became this is why they came out with screen time. Because before they came out with screen time, there used to be ads on social media saying, "Hey, do you think you're addicted to social media? You could be entitled to compensation." So in order for them to minimize that, they came out with screen time. So it's like you can't say that we got you doing nothing.
Right, right. Because they say they have to tell you before they do it.
They got to tell you before they do it now.
Yep. Yeah. But did you
So
have any more slides?
yeah, this is the last one. This is the last one.
Okay, go ahead.
So is this the last one? No, I got one more after this, but it ain't saying nothing. It's just the conclusion. So this one right here, I created this slide to operate on the basis of here we are with the example that hey, bro, we've been programmed, and whatever they put to the test, it worked, and we have to stop it from working.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like we have to stop it from working. We have to let women know how important they are. We have to remind them how important they are and how they really run the whole planet. And that we as black people really run the whole planet, but we can't run it if we don't got our woman. Because everybody got their woman. The white man got his white woman, the Spanish man got his Spanish woman, the Arab man got his Arab woman. Everybody got they everything, and we just don't have ours back yet. But all in all, though, this right here also came out of the Behold the Pale Horse book, this small excerpt. Um, I'm just only going to read a little bit of it. But it says that the female element of human society is ruled by emotion first and logic second. It says that in a battle between logic and imagination, imagination always wins. Fantasy prevails, maternal instincts dominate, so that the child comes first and the future comes second.
Mm-hmm.
It says that a woman with a newborn baby is too starry eyed to see a wealthy man's cannon fodder or a cheap source of slave labor. Meaning that she can't like when she's infatuated, she's infatuated. She ain't worried about the end of the road with the rich man, nor is she worried about how short of the road is with the broke man. When her ears were satisfied, her ears have been satisfied. And it says that a woman must, however, be conditioned to accept the transition to reality when it comes or sooner. So that means like once she get pregnant out here, once Brenda find out that she having the baby, before she was having the baby, everything was all good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or before the pregnancy and all the sex and all this and all that, everything was good. And it's only until after or shortly sooner do we see like, okay, maybe we should have did some things just a little different. But at the very bottom of it, it says that oh no, it says that as the transition become more difficult to manage, the family unit must be carefully disintegrated and and state control, public education, and state operated childcare, which is the school center, must become more common and legally enforced, as to begin the detachment of the child from the mother and the father at an early age. And this is why they have. First of all, it's like this. You, bro, I got a great job out here right now, and they ain't never asked for my damn diploma. So therefore, you never needed the diploma. They treat us, and they sending our kids to school for 18 years so they can dumb them down for 18 years. It's pretty
Mm-hmm.
much how it worked. Education was free until segregation. Education was free for them until segregation. When
Mm-hmm.
they created segregation, integration. When integration came about, this is when they started dumbing down everybody. Like, what I mean by everybody, man, woman, and children of all races. It don't matter whether you were just black. yes, if you white, you can get out of a better school district. They can teach you a little bit something better, but you still only getting what they're going to give you. And it was already statistically proven that 90% of everything that every child get, everything that every child make or learn is learned at home.
Wow. Wow.
Yep, yep,
Now that
yep.
right
So,
that right there says it all.
yeah, man, because yeah, the stuff that we learn at home, we exemplify it
Hmm.
elsewhere.
That's very true.
But
That's very
yeah,
true.
so this was the slide that I had. That was pretty much showing the confusion on Martin's face, because you can see like just some small thoughts running through his head, and the reason why is that because the same source of white people that push for the women's movement is the same source of white people that push for this movement, and he learned that hey, once once he learned that he was being used, they knocked him off. But they did that to pretty much create the new system of black people. They had it where we don't have. This is why I go as hard now. We don't have politicians and scientists and all that other stuff. They got everybody want to be a rapper
Hmm.
or a ball player, and they did that. They created that stigma by killing publicly all of
Yeah.
our political leaders.
Correct.
And now since they killed the political leaders, you have households without the fathers. Remember, whatever you teach a man, you teach an individual, but whatever you teach the woman, you teach a nation.
Hmm.
So you have single parent households where the mother simply taught their children, hey, baby, go dribble that ball. You ain't about to be no politician because you ain't about to get killed like the last five of them did.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you got the mothers that's pushing their kids to. I mean, and it's merely out of love, and they just doing what they got to do. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, it only makes sense. But all in all, that's the whole part of splitting up the whole black family.
Hmm.
And yeah. So, lastly, this very last slide. Giving tribute back to the Mother Africa. You know what I'm saying? Mother Nature. Oh, the best thing a black man could ever have is a conscious black woman filled with knowledge.
There you go.
And
Beautiful.
yep, because that's a
Beautiful.
secret weapon.
Thank you.
So yep, yep.
Yeah, so thank you, Ameen Ali Bey. We appreciate it. Hope to have you back again soon. There's so many, so many things in that I picked up and I wrote down, but we can't even cover it all tonight because each of those things deserve their own, their own hour
Right,
or two, because it's just that deep, you know. And it's such a deep hole for us to dig ourselves out of, but we're doing it slowly but
right,
surely. And all of none of this is by accident. People are coming together, um making these bonds and unions because that's what has to be done. So the
that's right,
universe
that's
is
right.
working in our favor and bringing us together in all of these different beautiful ways.
Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of how it be. A lot of this information, like I tried to not be too deep because I didn't want to create questions that need its own PDF or need its own video
Yeah.
or whatever. But
Mhm.
it's so much information that yeah, we got a lot of work to do.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? So
For knowing what needs to be done and actually answering the call. Because it's one
right, right, right.
know what needs to be done, a totally other thing to actually say and have the courage and the knowledge, in the
Mhm.
you know what
Yeah, man. So
share it. Hmm.
yeah, so yep, all in all, it's still each one teach one. My main thing is that whenever I'm somewhere, if I'm the only black person somewhere, my job is to give them the best example of what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? So if don't get me wrong, there's a lot of black people there. You're not just going about my business. But if I'm the only one there, then yeah, so I have to be an upright. Well, I'm an upright person anyway. But you know what I'm saying? I have to be that double times just so that when I do leave these non-melanated people's presence, that they can go back and wherever they are and be like, yeah, there was a well-mannered brother in there, and you know what I'm saying, stuff
Make,
like that. So
makes perfect sense. So again, y'all, if you're on the live, thank you all for joining. You can find Amin at Claxton Whitehead on Facebook. And if you'd like to donate, his Cash App is $millionbuds, MILLIONBUDS. All right. And thank you all. And maybe we can do this again in a couple weeks.
Or sooner maybe if you
Okay.
are down for it.
All right. All
You know.
right. Time willing. I look forward to it, and you all be blessed. Go ahead.
I was about to say, so yeah, let me know what type of notes that you wrote down so we can expound from there though. I know we got a few other topics that we wanted to knock out. So if you
Mhm.
did want to start with one of those, we can go there. But yeah, we can make it happen.
Absolutely. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Take care.
All righty.